Hi everyone, Artemis off grid here, and it's 18 months since I moved into this place, and now I'm facing eviction. I've always liked to be sort of quite a conscientious tenant. I thought I've sort of tried to improve the place while I've been here, like sort of improve the roads, put drainage in on the barn when I first got here, helped out where I can, took here for the landlord, delivered here for him when he'd asked me to, like sort of we lent bits of kit to each other, that kind of thing. He's helped me out on jobs before, which I paid him for, and I thought things were really going well. Like, I was happy and the kids were happy, and unfortunately we've always paid £240 a month to rent like this little bit of land that we've got at the back of this barn, and then £50 water on top of that. But couple of weeks ago now, he sent me a text message saying the rent was gonna go to £500 a month instead, so more than double, because there was a little bit of rough land, and I asked him if I could clear it, put the kids' trampoline there, and he said because I cleared that land and put the trampoline down there, then I'm now renting that land, and so the rent's double. But I tried to contest it, and I moved the trampoline off and the chickens that were down there so he could use the land again. Like, I didn't want it there permanently. It didn't have to be there permanently. It was just like I moved it out the way to put a summer house in next to my caravan. So then we arranged a meeting. Well, I asked for a meeting and he arranged a day then to talk about it, because I thought it was a bit unreasonable to double it, more than double, and he gave me 3 weeks notice. I said, like, well, it's 2 months, like, reasonable notice to increase the rent, and I thought, like, it's been 18 months living here, like, an increase in the rent would sort of be justified. I didn't think it was justified to double it, not for what we were getting for it. And so we turned up at this meeting and asked to record it because he's changed his view on things, what he's said in the past, on what we agreed. He said we didn't agree that, and denied what we initially agreed. Nothing's in writing. It was all verbal between me and him. And so I honestly trusted him. I knew him, and I thought everything was okay. I really did. But unfortunately now I'm in the predicament, but because this land is unlicensed, doesn't have a license for a caravan on it, and we don't have a written agreement, that unfortunately I have no rights at all. This is according to Shelter, who I've been on the phone with, and they've said really, really clearly they know exactly where things stand. and the renters' rights bill doesn't apply to me at all. It doesn't apply to people in static homes, or we're still classed as mobile homes if it's a static anyway, and it's not covered by the renters' rights bill. So if you're in a static caravan, or thinking of getting a static caravan and rent some land, even if you're in agreement verbally or whatever, you don't have any rights. If your landowner says, I'm going to double your rent, you don't have any means of tribunal like you do in the renters' right bill. If you think the rent is unreasonable, you can say he's going to double it one day, he's going to triple it the next day, and you can't do anything about it. And I tried to talk to him about him, tried to be reasonable about it, and I asked to record it when we started this meeting, and initially it just kicked off saying, you don't negotiate with your landlord, there's no written contract, I can do what I like, and you either pay the money, extra $3,000 a year, or get out. Very aggressive. And tried to just talk about it, and it was just like, no, it was just a brick wall straight away. Get out. And very shortly there was followed with a text message saying, I've refused to accept the rent, so he gave me 28 days notice. I thought legally that I had rights here. I thought like I was protected under the law, but I'm not. Nobody is on an unlicensed site. I've made a big mistake by trusting someone that I thought would have been fair with me. But I'm now in the predicament where me and my children are being evicted from somewhere that we I invested like over £20,000 on this place, buying the caravan, putting solar panels in and investing in the batteries and everything. And honestly, I thought, it's all gone, I've lost everything. And to be honest with you, I've been feeling really low. I've been feeling suicidal. I didn't think there was anywhere we would go. I thought, it's all gone. I spoke to the council and they said, no, it's not in writing, so you can't even get help from us. But they were just like, okay. I went through the whole homeless application for housing, but they said initially, no, it's not, you haven't got it in writing that he's evicting you, so you can't. But so I thought I was sort of under false sense of security that actually the renters' right bill, which initially Citizens Advice told me I had an issued short-hold tenancy because I've been paying rent for the last 18 months. But the shelter really said, no, that's not the case at all. He can say he can increase the rent and he can evict me with 28 days notice, however he doesn't like, however he's done it by text message. And basically I've got no leg to stand on. Legally, I've got no leg to stand on. I've got to get out. That's it. So I've got a really tough 10 days. I've got to get out by the 15th of July. Thankfully, there's a friend of mine who's come to the rescue, who's got like a real nice plot of land, and he's happy for me to go on there. I was just going to move my tourer down there, but he said it's okay, I can bring the static down there, and the container and what have you, with the solar panels and stuff. I've still got to get off the site. I've booked the transport for the static. I've still got to move all my a few pallets and stuff like that, work stuff, and get a higher bin for the container and dismantle all the solar panels and stuff. So I think I could reasonably get it done. It's going to be a busy week. I've got to clear. Well, we've both got to help sort of clear the site down there, the new site. But honestly, I really didn't think it was going to come to this. He's been aggressive ever since. His partner is this other woman who's started coming down here, has got this dog being aggressive towards me, saying it's going to bite me and just at my heels. I've got the kids here. It's just horrendous. We had an argument the other day and I swore at them. I've got the dogs barking at me. I've got 3 of them shouting at me because I just walked across the yard and to let a transport guy in to sort of scrapping my car. And I told them to F off, F you. And they were shouting at me, and I raised my voice and I shouted back, and I says, I can shout too. But I should have kept me cool in the face of it. But to be honest, I felt threatened, and I raised my voice back. In response, I didn't realise at the time, but he must have had some sort of tool or implement in his hand, and he smacked the side of my van as I was leaving, trying to get out the gate. I think if I hadn't left at that time, I think that implement could have been across my head. In all honesty, I'm worried about being able to get out of here. Can't sleep. I've been sort of 2.5 hours sleep a night, but been working 7 days a week, really pushing some hours in. Obviously, I've got the kids this weekend, so they're around, so most of the day has just been trying to move stuff. I've got a friend who's got a place with the garage empty, so I've been trying to put some stuff in there. I've got a customer with the garage empty, got some stuff in their place, and just trying to get this place emptied is going to be a real challenge over the next week, I know. But I'm rambling a little bit. I'm sorry if you kept up this far. No, not that I get many followers anyway. We've all got 2 followers or something, maybe 3. I just got to get this off my chest. Now, if you want to live this life off grid, really think about, if you're renting somewhere to do it, get an agreement in writing, unless you really, really trust that the person you're renting off isn't going to try and really capitalize and extort you down the line, because you've got nothing to say, nothing to come back with. There's no negotiation, there's no rights. If it's your own place, I mean, yeah, you're taking a risk. And I was taking the risk here as well, because it wasn't licensed. I've made the mistake, and hopefully by sharing this, that you don't make the same mistake. Thank you.